Copilot. It wouldn't be a Microsoft 2024 presentation without the word Copilot and AI in the presentation. So we have Copilot in Business Central. Tom mentioned there that we've had Copilot in Microsoft 365 for a number of months now. We use it internally with our meeting notes. It's certainly helped me in my day-to-day life, taking actions away from meetings. I'm not having to write my notes down on paper anymore. So definitely give that one a try. But today we're going to be looking at Copilot within Business Central. And firstly, I want to say no one needs to be scared. It's not here to replace us. It's not here robots taking over the world. It's not taking our jobs away. We need to look at Copilot in a positive light and with a positive lens. It's here to support us. It's here to help us with our admin, with our repetitive tasks. So really, I've broken it down into 3 areas. How can we use Copilot to help us improve our productivity? Help us to simplify any order taking by using one of the sales agents that are coming. Get that data-driven insights quicker. And we're going to see today how we can use the AI insights to get those data-driven information. And then all about reclaiming that time to work. So we're not having to spend time doing our analysis. We're getting the system to present us that data that we need in an instant. Helping us to unlock our creativity. If you're anything like me, I'm not the most creative person. It takes me a long time to generate product descriptions or come up with collateral. I'm using AI now to help me as a basis for my product descriptions, my collateral, and I'm using it to help me, and then I will build on that using my own language in my own terms. And then finally, eliminating repetitive tasks, streamlining those monthly processes, using it, as we're going to see in an example today, using it to help with our bank account reconciliation. Humans are so valuable in doing certain tasks, and we waste a lot of time doing the mundane, repetitive tasks every month. So why don't we get Copilot to do that and allow us to focus on those tasks where we really can add some value? So if we dive a little bit deeper into what Copilot can do for us within Business Central. Well, firstly, it can help guide us. It can help explain concepts within Business Central, help us learn new skills. How do we create a customer? If I'm new to BC, I may not know how to create a customer. And now typically that would be going off to the internet, finding a guide and stepping through it. But I can do that now right within the BC system using Copilot. I can use the chat function, ask it, how do I create a customer? And it will then return me the steps on how to create that customer record. How do I find a particular invoice, a page, a setup item? I can do that all within Copilot chat. It's using the natural language, so I can type as I would speak. Copilot recognizes what I'm looking for and then directs me to the right place. As I mentioned, reconciling bank statements, comparing e-documents that are coming in. Those tasks that are repetitive, manual, and take us time every month, I'm going to transfer that over to Copilot. It can do it more efficiently, and it can release me to do those tasks where I can add the real value. Analyzing data, we're going to see today how I can analyze data right within the system. I'm not having to take it out to Excel, to Power BI. I can do it right from within BC. And as I mentioned there, unlocking that creativity by suggesting draft product descriptions, suggesting number patterns, and basically helping me to do my day-to-day job. Okay, so chat with Copilot. I mentioned there that I wanted to ask it, how do I create a customer record? I can also ask the system, show me all of the invoices for a particular customer. And you're seeing there, the chat is going in and saying, show me the invoices for Alpine. Copilot's going away, it's going to have a look, and it's going to return all of those invoices for Alpine. And I can also write that in my own language, currently available in English and a variety of languages around the world. So if English isn't your first language, you can use your first language and it will be able to translate that for you. And it all looks at that data within BC. Secondly, the bank account reconciliation. So you can see from the video on the screen that I'm uploading a bank statement, I'm generating that reconciliation, and the system's matched 2 of the 8 lines. But Copilot has managed to go one step further and match 4 of the 8 lines. Now you might not think that's a lot, but that's an additional 2 lines and 2 lines less that I have to check as a human. Now instead of checking 6 lines, I'm only checking 4. Now just imagine if we multiply this out over 100, 200, 300 lines, the real power of what Copilot can do for us and how it can make our life just that little bit easier. And then finally, the AI-powered analysis using Copilot. I can come in, look at a particular page. So I'm looking at customer ledger entries. I'm saying I want to add the due date instead of the amount, and I want to pivot that by year and by quarter. And you can see in the video, the system is doing that for me right from within BC. Historically, I would be taking this out to Excel, Power BI, having the data in a table, creating a pivot table, and then analyzing that data, and then stepping back into BC to make any changes or to look at that information. I don't have to do that now. I've got that all within my system. So let's step in and take a look at this in real time. So I can see that I've got my Business Central system here, and I have a new tab, top right-hand corner for Copilot. I've actually lost count of how many times I've even said that today. But I'm going to ask it, show me invoices for Alpine Ski House. And I'm going to say send. That's going to then go off. It's going to work on it. It's going to gather me all of the invoices for Alpine Ski House. Now, just while that's getting that information and those records, you can see at the top that I've got prompts. So if I'm not sure what to ask the system, I've got the prompts there to help me and to step me through what I'd like to do, what I'd like to see. So there we have it. The system has produced me all of the invoices for Alpine Ski House. I've got the ability to dive into a particular invoice, or I can have a look at them under the posted invoice page. So let's take this top one. I can dive straight into the invoice and it's then presented to me on the screen. Moving away from me having to navigate to the invoices page, navigate to the customer page. I know what I'm looking for. It's in my mind. I type it out and it's presented to me within a matter of seconds, saving me a couple of minutes. Might not seem a lot, but you add those minutes up over a year, that's quite a bit of time. So that's just an example of how we can use the chat. Another example, how do I create a customer record? So I'm asking it how I create a customer record. I've shown you there how I can see the invoices. That's taken me to a particular page. How do I create a customer record? It's told me there I can't find the steps, but here's some guides. So even if it can't find it within its own language, it can then send you to the relevant pages on Microsoft Learn. So I think in the past, chatbots say, I can't find that, add something else. Copilot's intelligent enough to say, oh, I can't find that, but here's something that will help you. And it sends you out to the Microsoft Learn pages. So the next step was the AI analysis that you saw in the video. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to say I want to have a look at the customer ledger entries. So I'm going to type in customer ledger entries here. And I'm doing this because I have a lot of information on this page. Now this is a lot of information, not really relevant to me. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to analyze the list. And I'm going to say add due date instead of payment and show as pivot by year and quarter. I've just naturally spoken, I've typed it out, and I'm going to generate that. So the system is now going to go away and say, okay, Jeremy wants to see the due date. He wants it as a pivot. He wants it by year and by quarter. Now, this is typically something that I would do, as I said, in Excel and do it in Excel outside of the system. But I can actually do it now right within Business Central. And I can see I've got all of my information that I can break down and look at all of my different invoices for a particular year, for a particular quarter. So as you can see there, in a matter of seconds, I was able to get that analysis done, take the data away that I need, and then I can make those decisions to help me on my day-to-day. So there's just a quick snippet of some of the elements of Copilot within Business Central. So just to recap them, we've improved our productivity. We're using the sales agents to help us with order taking. We're using the AI feature to get us that data and drive those insights faster and reclaim that time for the important work. We can unlock creativity, and by using things like the bank account reconciliation, we can eliminate the repetitive tasks. But one thing to leave you on here, just remember, Copilot's not here to replace our jobs. It's here to be our assistant, here to support us, and here to enable us to do more with our day. Catherine, thank you very much. I'm not sure how many times I said the word there, but hopefully you were able to capture.
We've been keeping count. There was a lot. And I'm not stopping now because I'm sure it's going to come up as we go through. So that's really interesting, Jeremy. And it doesn't appear to be as scary as the media would have you believe. Just a couple of questions coming up for me is, what part of Copilot comes with a BC license, or is there additional license costs?
That's a fantastic question. So with Copilot within Business Central, it is included with your license. I will double check whether it's Essentials or Premium, but it's included with your Business Central license. As long as, there's a caveat here, as with every Microsoft license, as long as you use it within the context of Business Central. So everything I've done today, the chat functionality, the AI analysis, the bank account reconciliation, all of that is included with your license. When you're integrating with external systems, there will be additional licensing required.
And I think Tom touched on that in the presentation. So that's really good news, though, that there's no additional cost to start using the elements that are there now in Business Central. I suppose the negative is that this is just for SaaS, and the people on premise don't have this functionality currently.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is just for SaaS. So benefit if you're on SaaS, but if you're on premise today, it's a slight sad face and that it's not coming yet, but I'm sure Microsoft will look at that in the future.